Okay, so have you ever really thought about it? What would it actually take to build a city for 1 million people, but on another planet? I know, it sounds like something straight out of science fiction, right? But what was once just a dream is now, believe it or not, a serious engineering blueprint. We are talking about humanity's next and maybe biggest giant leap.
Just take a look at this. This isn't some artist's fantasy. No, this is the vision. We're talking a full-on bustling metropolis on Mars. So the big question we're going to dig into is, how in the world do we get from here to there? Is this for real? Is this actually humanity's future? All right, Section 1, 1 million Martians by 2050. Let's just start with the sheer scale of this ambition, because it's huge. The goal here isn't just to plant a flag and come home. We're talking about building a permanent, thriving home there for good.
So the core vision, and you've probably heard this from people like Elon Musk and the team at SpaceX, is a city they've actually named Terminus. Kind of cool, right? It signifies the end of one journey, humanity stuck on Earth, and the beginning of a whole new chapter. The whole point is to make it a completely self-sustaining civilization. It's that critical first step to making sure we survive long-term by becoming a multi-planetary species.
Okay, so building on the red planet. I know what you're thinking. 1 million-person city? On Mars? That just sounds impossible. But there's actually a practical blueprint for this. So, the question is, how do you even begin an incredible construction project like this?
Well, it starts not with people, but with machines. Step 1 is all about the robots. We'd send autonomous systems to build all the essential stuff first. Power plants, landing pads, the first basic habitats. Step 2, then you get the cargo missions, shipping all the equipment and supplies we'll need. And only then, once that foothold is totally established, do we get to Step 3. The human settlement phase begins. And from there, it's all about scaling up and fast.
And look, this isn't going to happen overnight. The timeline is laid out in decades. So between now and 2030, we're in what's called the Genesis phase. That's all about the robots laying the groundwork. Then you hit the 2030s, the expansion era. That's when the first human crews finally arrive. And by the 2040s, that's when the city really starts to emerge, with the population surging into the thousands, all building towards that massive 1 million-person milestone sometime after 2050.
So the big logistical question is, how do you get all those people and all that stuff across what? 140 million miles of empty space? Well, the answer is a whole fleet of starships. These things are the absolute lifeline. They're fully reusable, and the plan is to launch them in waves every 26 months. That's when Earth and Mars get closest in their orbits. Each one is basically a vessel carrying the seeds of a new world, packing in over 100 people or 100 tons of cargo at a time.
All right, Section 3, surviving a hostile world. Because you see, building the city is one thing, a massive challenge for sure, but staying alive there? Oh, that is a whole different ballgame. Mars is not a friendly place. And this really is the crucial point, isn't it? I mean, how do you keep 1 million people alive on a world that is, for all intents and purposes, actively trying to kill them? The Martian environment is just unbelievably harsh. It's a world of extremes, and it's fundamentally incompatible with human life. So, really, how do you engineer survival against what seems like impossible odds? Just look at these two images side by side. On one side, you've got the stark, barren, desolate reality of Mars. And on the other, a lone human explorer. This contrast just perfectly captures the vulnerability we'd face. You are a fragile, soft creature in an environment that offers absolutely zero protection. And the major hurdles are just relentless. First, you've got deadly cosmic radiation. The planet is just constantly being bombarded from space, and that is a huge danger to our health. Then there's the low gravity. It's only 38% of what we're used to on Earth, and that will absolutely wreak havoc on our bones and muscles over time. And finally, there's just extreme resource scarcity. The atmosphere is thin, there's limited water, basically nothing we need to live is just sitting there waiting for us. So, next up, engineering a new Eden. Because facing these kinds of hurdles, it's going to require a level of ingenuity that we've honestly never seen before. So let's dive into some of the incredible technological solutions that are being worked on to turn this hostile world into, well, a new home.
Okay, so let's start with that big one. Deadly cosmic radiation. What's the solution? Well, it's pretty brilliant. Magnetic shield technology. The idea is to basically create artificial magnetic fields, giant shields that would deflect the most harmful particles away from the city. It would create these safe zones for the habitats, kind of like how Earth's own magnetic field protects all of us right now.
And the key to the whole thing is self-sufficiency. You can't be shipping everything from Earth forever. So you have these key innovations. For example, autonomous construction, where robots will literally 3D print habitats using the local Martian soil. Then you'll have atmosphere processing, converting that CO2-rich air into breathable oxygen. And this one is absolutely crucial: in situ propellant production. That means creating rocket fuel right there on Mars, which is the only way to make a return journey even possible.
Okay, I want you to look at this number, 98%. This might be one of the single most important figures for the entire mission survival. So, what's it all about?
It's all about water. You see, water on Mars is incredibly scarce, so survival is going to depend entirely on recycling. The plan is to use these advanced closed-loop systems that can recycle 98% of all water. We're talking everything, from the moisture in your breath, to your sweat, to wastewater. Absolutely nothing can be wasted.
So, that brings us to our next section, humanity's insurance policy. We've talked about the what and the how, but that leaves the biggest and maybe the most important question of all. Why? I mean, why pour unimaginable resources and effort into such a dangerous and, let's be honest, audacious goal?
Well, when you really boil it down, there are a few profound reasons. First, it's about species survival, a backup plan for humanity against some kind of existential threat. It's also a chance for a new scientific renaissance, unlocking discoveries we can't even dream of. It's a huge technological catalyst, driving innovations that will absolutely benefit us back here on Earth. And maybe most importantly, it's about human inspiration, showing what our species is truly capable of.
And this image really drives that point home. The sheer challenge of colonizing Mars forces us to innovate at a pace we've never seen before. And the solutions we come up with, for things like energy, robotics, life support, medicine, they won't just stay on Mars. Those breakthroughs will inevitably come back here and benefit every single person on Earth.
And this quote from Elon Musk really gets to the absolute heart of the matter. He said, "The future of humanity is fundamentally going to bifurcate along one of two directions. Either we're going to become a multi-planet species, or we're going to be stuck on one planet until some eventual extinction event." For people who believe in this, the choice is just that stark. We either expand outward and secure our future, or we stay put and remain vulnerable.
Because at the end of the day, becoming a multiplanetary species isn't really the endpoint. It's the beginning. And this image captures that feeling perfectly. You know, the journey to Mars, it's just the first step out the door into a much, much larger cosmos. And that really leaves us with one final, kind of mind-bending thought to chew on. If Mars is humanity's second home, where do we go for our third? If we can really achieve this, if we can build a thriving city on Mars, what comes next? Where does humanity go from there? The journey, it seems, is only just beginning.